So this chapter of Eden Zero focused mainly on Rebecca and Labilia, which is good to be honest. It was a sad chapter that made me tear up, I'm not gonna lie, just because of how real this is. These relationships do exist in real life, and I was in one up until recently. That's what made this chapter so hard for me to read. I was literally crying by the end when Rebecca hugged Labilia. So let's dive in and break down everything that transpired. Before we dive deep, it's official. Season 2 of Eden Zero has been announced to be in production. Of course, this was leaked a week ago, but it's nice to see Hiro tweet about it. The color spread of SHiki was so badass. Depicting him as a captain sitting on his chair so majestically is everything I could have asked for. His attire reminds me a lot of Ziggy's, so I'm sure that's intentional. The color page is the regular Hero color page, nothing outstanding, although it's beautiful, but it's what we've come to expect from Hero. So the chapter begins with Rebecca and Labilia conversing alone without any disturbance, and as you'd expect, Hiro immediately addressed the whole "Labilia is going to die" line from last week. Turns out she meant that figuratively, as in her channel is dead, so she's going to retire. Here I would like to point out that Labilia did not necessarily lie about her dying, because she is, as we came to know later in the chapter. She just did not want Rebecca to feel pity for her or hold back, because Labilia wants some absolution. She wants to be forgiven by Rebecca, and her way of achieving that is by antagonizing Rebecca and making her open up about all the horrible things Labilia has done to her. So right off the bat, you can see that Labilia is not the same despicable character she once was. Back to the chapter though. The reason for her retirement, as I said, is because her channel is dead. And by dead, it's been clarified that it just means that the channel is stagnant. There is no growth. She hit a wall, basically. You can actually see what she means by that IRL if you go to YouTube and type in Epic Mealtime. You can see that this channel is effectively dead. The number of subscribers and views don't match. There is no interest. Of course, there are tons of channels like this on YouTube. I just brought this one up as an example, and there is nothing more depressing than seeing this, that the people who once watched your videos are no longer interested in anything you do. So I kinda understand Labilia's view here, and I brought this up so you can as well. Anyways, Labilia says that before she dies, she wants to settle things with Rebecca, and as I already established, by this she means that she wants to be forgiven by Rebecca. Rebecca is obviously taken aback by this, so she asks, "What do you mean by settle?" Rebecca says that she's nowhere near the amount of subscribers Labilia has, so here you can see how pure and kind Rebecca is. Instead of thinking of all the horrible things Labilia has done to her as things to settle, she thought of the honest competition between her and Labilia as B-Cubers. So Labilia instantly catches on to this and calls Rebecca out, saying that we had our feud, that she shouldn't act above that just because she gained a few subscribers. And this is where I tell you guys to subscribe to the channel for more Eden Zero content. I know I'm such a sellout, but whatever. Back to Labilia, her way of settling this is by a fist fight. So she brings out her B-Cube and starts shooting. And I couldn't agree with her more here. What could be more photogenic than a cat fight between two bikini-clad babes? Oh my god, such an amazing line. Here Rebecca underestimates her, as she should, saying that during these past 3 years she went through intensive martial arts training and ether gear fighting, which confirms that Rebecca should have some sort of agency over Cat Leaper now. So having that mentality, Rebecca thinks that she should just play along and act like she's fighting and then lose intentionally to Labilia, which is concerning to me because I don't know how to feel about it. This is too kind and too selfless. Rebecca needs to think about herself more. However, surprisingly, Labilia can actually fight, saying that she's an expert in the dancing sakura style of karate. Now this here makes me conflicted because there are two possibilities. possibilities. One, she was an expert in this style of karate all along, which presents a few issues, which are, if she truly knows how to fight, then why was she so scared and did not display any of this martial arts knowledge when she was about to get kidnapped by Jin? The second possibility is that she learned this after the Jin incident, which makes much more sense narratively. Anyways, knowing this, Rebecca announces her surrender, which does not match with Labilia's thought of redemption and absolution. So she starts antagonizing Rebecca, saying that if she doesn't fight back, she'll go after Happy, which triggers an emotional response within Rebecca. So the two fight it out in probably the sexiest way possible. Damn you, Hiro Mashima, for making me feel this way. Fuck, man. Going through this, Rebecca finally talks about all the horrible things Labilia has done to her and questions Labilia's point of doing this. Maintaining the facade, Labilia says that she's doing all of this because it's way too much fun for her not to do it. Rebecca continues to open up about the emotional scars she received as a result of Labilia's heinous actions. Still, Labilia maintains the facade because I'm sure Labilia can't forgive herself for what she's done to Rebecca, making Rebecca talk about the painful times she had to go through because Labilia thought of her as a plaything. Rebecca snaps and asks Labilia, "What did I ever do to you?" And I would like here to say that this is so real and heartbreaking. These things can happen. Toxic relationships are real. I just wanted to state this before I go into Labilia's sad and twisted response. Labilia reveals that what made her want to become a beekeeper in the first place was Rebecca. Seeing Rebecca from her hospital bed made her feel so inspired, and she stole her heart basically. She wanted to be like Rebecca. However, Labilia's inflicted with an incurable disease, which is why she did all of this, because she doesn't have much time left. She can't be honest and open up about this with Rebecca directly. That doesn't fit her twisted character. She just wanted to tell Rebecca how much she meant to her. But when Labilia started this whole beekeeping gig, she surpassed Rebecca in no time, which is not surprising considering that type of content Rebecca was doing. Rebecca's so sweet. So Labilia has all of these ideals and expectations she wants Rebecca to live up to. But alas, Rebecca couldn't live up to her expectations because they're misplaced from the first place. Rebecca only cares about fun and happiness when making content. Sure, she wants to grow her channel out, but she wants that only to happen as a result of her being herself and having fun. If her channel becomes big by means she's not happy with, then it's pointless. So when all these expectations went unmet, they surfaced as the worst form of twisted love. And before she knew it, the relationship was in this box of a bully and its victim. This made me so sad because of how real it is. I've seen people like this. I've been in a relationship where our actions define the relationship, even though what we feel on the inside completely contradicts what we do. So Labilia finally drops the facade and opens up about the reason behind her wanting to talk. I just love how Hiro handled this. It is so masterful and tasteful at the same time. Labilia's hesitation from last chapter made this chapter and moment 100 times more impactful. So Labilia says that she hasn't really earned Rebecca's forgiveness. Rebecca says to Labilia that she sucks at talking about her feelings, and Labilia says that is the reason why we are the way we are. The dialogue is just so beautiful. So they both reconcile. Labilia apologizes for everything, for having such unfair expectations for Rebecca and faulting her for not meeting them. Rebecca apologizes for not meeting said expectations. Labilia doesn't have that much time left. She's accepted her fate. She went to the best doctors in all the cosmoses, but she still has not seen Sister yet. So Rebecca implores her to come with her to Sister. Labilia refuses at first, but one hug from Rebecca is all it takes for her to change her mind. And here, This moment right here made me tear up. I would put a clip from my reaction, but I don't want to ruin the flow of the video. Actually, fuck it. Here it is. Witness my shame. Only just taken the first step. I want to walk together as friends. I want to walk together as friends. Friends. This is so sad. I can't believe I'm almost crying at this. Holy shit. No. Oh my god. Good job here, Mashima, man. This is so sad to me because it is so real. I've been in a relationship like this recently, and I feel like I made the right choice, but maybe I didn't. So sad. Look at her. I wish I was like Rebecca, so optimistic and selfless, but we humans are not that selfless. This is so sad. So Labilia will join the crew. Honestly, I always thought that she would join at some point, and this is the best way for her to join. So good job, Hiro Mashima. I genuinely care about Labilia now. I would even say she's one of my faves. Also, I would like to say that this storyline has been in the works and foreshadowed since the very first appearance of Labilia. With this reveal now, we can make sense of why she always addresses Rebecca in such a respectful manner, but her actions are the exact opposite. We first thought that it's just her gimmick, but no, it's actually a hint to this reveal. Amazingly done by Hiro Mashima. Finally, we end the chapter with SHiki deciding to take Holly up on her offer, however, only on one condition, and that is Holly being on the ship for the entirety of the Lindard arc. So let's go, boys. Holly is going to be with us. SHiki knows. SHiki knows. That's why he's my boy. Anyways, this been my analysis and review of this chapter. If you like it, subscribe and give me a like. Otherwise, a dislike. Anyways, this been Moni, and bye.